Alright guys, I had one of my subscribers point out to me that when I was shooting last week or a couple of weeks ago, my trigger pin was coming out. So I finally got home and I was able to check it out, and my trigger pin was indeed out. So after fooling around with it and looking at it and getting online and reading about it, I found out that here is a little small pin, piece of metal. See it right there? When that pin goes all the way in, that little spring piece there comes down behind the pin and locks it in. So I was trying to figure out, how am I going to push that little piece of metal up so I can push the pin all the way in. And I kind of pulled my mag release lever a little bit out, and I see access there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to push this up a little bit there so I can push the pin all the way in. And when I release it, that little metal will be on the outside of this, keeping it from running out. I'm gonna have to pause it because I need both hands. But what I'm gonna do, like I said, is all I did was pull my slide release out a little bit. All you gotta do is go up and pull it out a little bit, and you have access to that spring there. Again, I'm gonna lift this little lever up, push this all the way in, and I'm gonna release it, and there should be a little excess piece of metal that comes out behind here and locks that in place. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Alright guys, I've sort of done it. I raised it up a little bit. I pushed the pin in. I think it's all the way in. This is supposed to come out behind it, but I guess I was messing with it quite a bit. I might have bent it inwards a little bit. So I'm just gonna shift it. I'm just gonna move it around a little bit to make sure that this comes out under this. Hold up. All right, guys. So there you have it. Spring in there. All I did was lift that just a little bit to push my trigger pin all the way in. This little thing, this little pin, right, this little spring left over, was on the inside of the pin, and it was preventing it from going all the way in, so it kept riding out. Now that's blocking the pin from coming out, the trigger pin. So don't send your gun to Beretta, guys. Don't do all that 2 week bull crap. Just open up your gun and fix it yourself. Some of these guns are gonna come like this, you know, a little defect, or maybe they weren't paying attention. Something wrong with your gun. If you catch your trigger pin coming out early enough, do it yourself. Very easy. Pull this slider release a little bit up and pull it out, just a little bit, not all the way. Get a little smaller screwdriver. Lift the bottom part of that spring up. Push your pin all the way in, and then release it. It's gonna come down behind it, locking it in place and preventing it from running out. There you guys have it. The Beretta 92 trigger pin fix.